steak with a candle's soft glow. But the bill left my savings despairingly low. Now wisdom has taught me so simple, so grand. Eat bologna, buy land. Eat bologna, buy land. Trade the fork for the deed in your hand. Skip the fillet, let the sandwiches stand. Your fortune will grow when you buy your own land.
Fellas, are we pumped up? Welcome to Nightcap. Good to see you guys. So this is a post boot camp special. Boot camp is over, virtual boot camp, which we had just this last weekend. But this is the part that nobody prepares you for, right? The clarity is there. The land investing clouds have dissipated, like Mark always talks about. You have your 10 pages of notes, and now you're standing at the moment where no one's telling you what to do next, right? So it's not necessarily about tactics tonight. It's about commitment. We want to talk about tonight how you're going to show up after this motivating weekend, because the decision that you make here going forward is really important. I mean, it's a multi-year decision, and it's a very valuable decision money-wise, right? So let's talk about tonight what steps we're going to take after virtual boot camp to get on a great path of growing our own business.
Wow.
Sound cool?
Sounds cool, but I also think from now on we should play this. Shouldn't we play the intro after that? Wouldn't it be cool if he said that, then the intro hit?
Ooh, I like that.
I do like that. Can we do that technically?
I don't know, because that would be so crazy.
Maybe we can do it in like post,
Yeah.
edit it. But we're live. We're live, so there's no.
Yeah. There's no functionality in StreamYard for that, Mike.
Okay.
So
All right.
now what we could. Well, no. I think we can figure it out because we could go live first and then cut to a shared screen where I share the video.
Ooh.
So we could, I think we could do it. I just have to practice. I'll practice.
I just think, I love when I watch podcasts and they do that. They talk a little bit, and then it's like Taylor Sheridan. You see a little bit of Yellowstone, and then they do the intro, and it's really
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. The Dukes of Hazzard were the same. Remember that growing up? Watch the Dukes of Hazzard. They all had the opening, and then just the good old boys, right?
Look, he's got bars. Even just that little part, like you can tell, Bossman can sing. So who are we? Like you're just jumping in on the street. Like who are we?
Well, we're the Nightcap guys. This is Mark Podolsky. He is the land geek. And if you don't know who he is, well, he's got 2 books. He can tell you all about it. You know, Dirt Rich and Dirt Rich 2. But essentially, we invest in vacant land. We buy land at a steep discount, 25, 30 cents on the dollar, and we turn it into cash flow. And if we sell one property, then another property, we stack these notes on top of each other, build a note portfolio, which is passive income, and it can literally replace your income. Living proof is on this call, the 4 of us. So it's not get rich quick. It's build wealth over time. But the sooner you start, the sooner you'll get there. That okay?
I love it. Yeah, that was awesome, Mike. And we should tell everybody who we are. So I'm Scott Bossman, Dude Buddy. As always, I'm joined by Mike Zano, breathe in the mailing, breathe out the marketing. And the Zen Master. John Aiznuff, handsome Rob Burnett.
Oh, yeah.
And the Godfather himself, Mark the Maraca. Is that what it is?
The Maraca.
I always feel like it's old school.
Is it Rick on?
I feel like it's old school.
I just talked to Rick. I'm talking to him tomorrow too.
Oh.
We'll throw up that picture tonight, which I forgot to get to last week, but I'll throw it in at some point. So
Great photo, actually.
So we had a great community event last week. A couple times a year, we do a virtual boot camp. We used to do them all live, and then we kind of shifted to virtual at COVID. Now we do one live event a year. We do a couple virtual events a year, and it's a 3-day weekend of community and a lot of great content, I think, for new and seasoned investors. And what we wanted to talk about tonight is just how do you take action after that weekend, right? So I'll start with Mike Zano. Mike Zano, after an event like boot camp, what mindset do people need to be in to be effective? What'd you say?
You must have saw me celebrate because I came out with I just love writing up little ideas. I said, inspiration without direction is desperation. I mean, you're inspired, but you need direction.
Jeez.
Is that pretty good? It's pretty good.
That's really good.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah, inspiration without direction can lead to desperation. I mean, you've been inspired, right? And there are people that went to the boot camp that are already inside some sort of, we have these mentorship programs that get people up and running. So they're there. But others, if they're not there, they could be left. Now it's like, you kind of all of a sudden it all goes away, right? The community kind of settles down for a minute, and then you're left sort of looking at yourself in the mirror going, what next? You've had all this. And what you really need to do is pick one thing, and focus on it, because this is a progression of stacking habits, right? We're just stacking habits. We're doing boring things, but we're doing them on top of each other, and we're doing them consistently, and that leads to success. So I think that's what you need to do. You need to find what that next step for you is. And if you don't know, literally get on a call with us. And all we're trying to do when we get on calls is like, hey, is what we do helpful for you? And we kind of help identify that. We'd never want to put a square in a round hole, a round in a square. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to see if there's alignment. And if there's alignment, then we'll help you. But either way, you need to figure out what is the next step and take it. Because if you have inspiration without direction, you get desperation.
Oh man, you know what? I think you should say that, Mike. Like, you remember the old Saturday Night Live skit?
Which one?
Where was it Rob Schneider? Where they were in? I don't remember where they were, but it would be inspiration without dedication is desperation.
Little French accent.
Yeah, the little French accent. Yeah.
What's that? What was that? Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Yeah.
Anyway, that's my first thing. You got to find whatever the next step is and go there, because you could get so overloaded with information that you start to go, like you just have your focus go everywhere, right? And that's not. We want to get laser focused. So find the one thing you need to do and do it.
All right. So I love what you said about stacking habits.
Well, that's my new thing too.
I mean, you're full of new stuff today. Where's all this stuff coming from?
It's ChatGPT, which my daughter said, Mark, she's like, Dad, this is an intervention. You're starting to sound like ChatGPT. Like, this is an intervention. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because every question I have, I'm like, hello, yes, Michael, you are the best. How can I help you? By the way, that's what Mark AI says to me too. Mark AI says, hello, Mike, you're the best land investor I've ever known. Well, thank you, Mark.
Yeah, that's how I programmed it. Absolutely. It's a sycophantic.
I think John's dependency on ChatGPT is rubbing off on us.
Yeah,
I use it for everything. Like, literally, I feel like I'm I don't know, who's the guy from Mission Impossible? I'm James Bond. I'm one of those people, like, I can solve anything, literally. What is it? I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah,
it's true.
I feel like a wizard. Can do anything.
Yeah,
anything.
Mark can't even focus on us. He's coding right now. Like
I don't even order my own food anymore. After Mark gave me his AI, Laura's like, what are you doing? I'm pulling out Mark's AI, taking pictures of menus. What should I eat? Oh, here you go. That's what I'll take.
So funny.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
For that?
But it's actually true.
Like you're using the Mark clone for that? Like you take a picture of the menu and it's like,
well, Mark gave us
more
his
mailers.
AI. I don't know how you. Mark's in level.
I gave him a custom GPT.
That's it. Yes.
Oh, okay. That's
so I just use that, and it just tells me what to order, and it's so I don't have to think about it.
That's great.
I do that.
All right. Well, we digress as usual. So
but that would work for land investing. If Mark would tell you the next thing to do, and you didn't even second guess, and you just did it, it would work. Like if you just imagine that, Mark. Someone said, Mark, what you did, and they did it. They didn't think they would have success, right? And so it's the same thing. You have to just focus on one thing.
I concur.
I better
Ooh,
stop. I feel like I just had coffee and I didn't. I better stop.
Concur. Well, all right. Well, I like the whole stacking habits thing, but let's go to John Burnett. So John Burnett, after boot camp, what habits do you think people should stack after boot camp?
Ooh. Stacking habits. So I mean, we talk a lot about like mailing and marketing, and I think that really when it comes down to prioritizing, you can come away from something like boot camp and have so many takeaways. But ultimately, when you think about it, like what we need to be doing, you don't have a business if you're not buying land and you're not selling land or moving in both of those directions, right? And so in terms of prioritization, you need to be asking yourself, like, how can I sell more land and how can I buy more land? And what's the one thing I can do that can move me the furthest in those two directions, right? And that's the thing that you need to be doing. It's so easy. Like, I know all of us have talked to people who get distracted. Like, I mean, as humans, like we like to be productive. We want to work on things and we can work on our land businesses. And then all of a sudden we're off in optimization, like getting my Airtable set up mode, and you're not actually sending mailers and you're not actually posting ads, right? And so it's important to do the thing that's going to have the highest impact, and not that you don't focus on the other stuff, but make sure that you give everything the appropriate level of priority and focus on posting ads, mailing, marketing.
No, I love that. And I think after a weekend like we had, which was a lot of fun because there was boot camp magic all weekend. People were doing deals all weekend. I was jealous because I didn't get any boot camp magic, but I got boot camp magic today. Post boot camp magic, right? I think some people after the weekend, they leave and they're like, okay, that was great. I need to continue to kind of prepare for my journey, right? So like Mark, I have a question for you. What's the difference between, I think we talk to folks who maybe they're a little bit nervous to take action, they're nervous to commit, nervous to take the leap, and they're kind of in this constant mode of preparing versus somebody who like takes massive action. Do you see that? And like,
I see it all the time. It's one of those weird things. It's not weird. I think we're all guilty of it, right?
Oh, for sure.
The mind wants what we can't give you, that no one can give you, which is certainty. We want the certainty, and yet in business there is no certainty. And the truth is, in life, like, there's no certainty at all. Like, you know, Mike could walk outside his home tonight, slip on some ice, and fall. Now, does he say to Laura, look, no going out tonight for Kibby? I could fall and slip on the ice and break my hip, and that's it. And it's game over. Right? But no, we live, and we live our best lives. And so we do the thing that makes us feel most alive. And if the idea of creating a business, creating a machine, creating a life for yourself, and having that passive income exceed your fixed expenses excites you, but it also might scare you. It's the same feeling. Just switch it from fear to excitement. And you're at some point in life, there's never going to be the right time. You're never going to feel ready. I love the saying, jump and the net will appear. Just jump and the net will appear. It appeared for all of us. None of us are ready. You think I wanted to quit my investment? I didn't want to quit my job. Like, I wanted to know I was going to make enough money after that. But I was, okay, I'll do it. I rationalized, here's my worst case, right? You play little games with yourself. You know, maybe you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Like, there's mindset books. You go on YouTube, you watch a Tony Robbins video, whatever you got to do to get the right mindset. But at the end of the day, you have to decide. You have to bet on yourself. You want to jump on YouTube? I see you got to do it, and especially, like, I think, Mike, I'm gonna trademark this. It's M&M and M. It's mailing, marketing, and don't lose momentum. And you come out of boot camp, you can lose momentum.
Yeah.
Don't stop the momentum. Do the
M
thing.
cubed. M cubed. I like it.
You know what? I'm a little hurt right now.
Why?
Because I'm pretty sure I came up with M cubed months ago. It's fine.
Is that true?
It's a third
It's fine.
If that's true,
Was it
maybe that's right.
We'll
I
just
apologize.
we could search the archives. It's fine. I could see it's gonna be very memorable tonight because Mark brought it up, and it's whatever. It's fine.
Now we can put it on a T-shirt. Now that Mark said it.
I think, but there's like, if I said it should be like attributed to Scott Bossman, dude.
No, you're exactly right, Mark. It is all about the jump and jumping before you're comfortable. And I did throw up in the chat here for anyone on the call who's not seen Steve Harvey talk about the jump. It's actually very entertaining. I've been talking about it for years. I talked to Matt Forbes about it back in 2018, and it was it was inspirational to him. But anyway, so everybody watch that on the call. It is very true. This business or any business, anything really, right?
That's
you jump.
Yeah, it's all risk. Every day's a risk. Just some risks are better than others.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just got to, you got to jump. I always talk about crossing the line. You're here. It's really hard to cross that line. It's really hard to commit. It's really hard to, to pull the plug. But once you do it, then you commit. And the committing is easier than the jump, I think.
Yeah, I 100%. Can I tell you guys a story?
Yeah.
Please.
Did I tell you about my personal trainer?
No.
Story? Did I ever tell you about this guy?
Well, you mentioned you were talking about on boot camp this weekend a little bit.
Okay, yeah, but 2 years I thought I was working out and I wasn't.
Right.
And I got that DEXA scan. I was like, oh, now there's reality. And the first month was brutal. I was so out of shape. And then you get to a point, it's like, oh my gosh, it's still hard, but it's like you see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think to myself, like, why would I ever quit this? I feel the best I've ever felt. I'm probably, if I'm lucky, adding years to my life. But even if I don't add years to my life, I'm adding quality to my life. Like I just walk better. I'm stronger. I feel better. But it never gets easier. Those workouts never get easier. I just get stronger. And he just keeps pushing me. I'm like, God, this is just like business and life. Like you've got to keep growing. And yet you get something out of it. It's incredible.
How long are you going? 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour?
It's an hour HIIT workout with weights.
An hour?
It's an hour, and it's brutal.
Dude, you're going to be ripped. You're going to be ripped when we see you next in October.
Pressure's on.
I'm not even wearing a shirt in October. I'm not even pretending.
Yeah.
Just wear a really tight one. Just, wear small, look big. Yeah.
Exactly. But the funny thing is, like, even genetically, like maybe I'm not going to look like, Mike or you or John ever. But for me, I feel good. Like I'm going to run my own race. It's not the vanity of the mirror. It's how do I feel? I feel great. My back feels great. My knees feel great. I feel strong. It's great.
That's awesome. Well, I think we got a bunch of comments over here, so we should acknowledge some folks. Christine Oliver's here. Charles Jones is here. Mike Cavier, Tracy Pilbeam, Jeff, Catherine, Aaron, the Scott shout out, Jeremiah and Aaron.
Of course, the Scott shout out.
Had a nice call with them a couple nights ago. They started marketing. That's awesome. Christine, first boot camp, she loved it. Look at that. Does this make you feel better, Mike?
Oh, it's
just the left side.
Just the left side.
Just the left side. Yeah. Oh, but it's okay. Wait, where did it go? You guys had a right-sided shout out. Oh, here we go. There's the right-sided shout out.
Don Thrasher, bring it in.
Great to see everybody here tonight. Thank you guys for engaging. As always, feel free to ask questions over in the chat. I'm curious to know, was it intimidating for you folks? Was it scary to take the leap with this business or other things in life? And tell us what that felt like. Awesome. Very good. Bromance. All four of us. All four. We probably need a little female energy on the call. Oh, John, you have a kid, the kid of the night.
There we go.
Future land investor in the house.
Future land investor.
Who's this?
What's your name?
Avery.
Avery. How old are you?
Hello, Avery.
He's 5. Yep.
Hi,
But you know
Avery.
your dad was famous.
I think Avery looks a lot like her
over
mom.
here. She's been doing her own podcast. So
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
She does her own podcast, you said?
she's doing her own podcast. Yeah.
Oh, nice. While
Oh.
Dad's doing
Well,
the
I'm doing
podcast,
mine.
she's
Yeah.
nice.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's
great.
the way
She's
they
got more
are.
followers than us. So all right.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I think so we've talked about leaving boot camp. We've talked about being inspired but taking action. We've talked about jumping, taking the leap. So Mike, let's talk about the actual commitment part, right? Because when you cross the line, it's a little easier. So when we commit, first 90 days in this business, let's give some actionable items for people. What are they looking to do here after boot camp?
Well, I guess you're probably thinking if someone's brand new, is that what you're saying? Just starting out of the gate?
Let's talk about, starting out of the gate.
Okay. Well, out of the gate, Mark, what's great about boot camp is Mark goes over the cycle of a deal over and over again. So, focus on the first parts Mark was talking about, picking a county, picking an area, following the land investors. That's, I don't think you could do enough of that. I always love telling the story about Tate because I think it's true, but it doesn't matter because the fire station said truth never gets in the way of a good story. Mark was like Mr. Miyagi when Tate came. It was like, no, you're not doing anything but county research for like months and months and months. But Tate literally is a county research expert, right? So am I wrong, Mark? Am I right? I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Wax on, wax off.
How many more counties do I need to research? Keep going.
I mean, that was it. That is it. I mean, I talk about it at boot camp. It is the most important thing because everything goes off the rail if you can't pick a good market.
Right.
And so this young kid's coming in. I'm like, again, do it again. Make the argument. Why is this a good county? And he just did it. And you get enough reps in. And that's the other thing. It's like it's all about reps.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you lose momentum, you don't get the reps.
So true. And look what happened. He went from, I always tell people, talk about A players. He might just be the A player, right? And look at how it happened from county research to county and that's why when people go into, we have this flight school training, week 2, they start to mail. Guess who they run into? Tate. Because who else would you want to meet at that pivotal moment? You're starting to send out offers, and then Tate comes in and brings clarity. Like the county research expert comes into play. So anyway, I'll digress, but that's an incredible experience. But I think first off, that's what you need to do. You can't do enough of that. Just study the markets, understand where these deals are happening.
I concur.
I love that. That's a great.
All right.
I concur.
Scott, every time you see him jump, I keep thinking of David Lee Roth. What year was that when that epic song "Jump" came out? Because I'd be at school dancing.
I'm gonna say 1984, but we'll have to double check that.
I was non-existent in 1984. Fun
Yeah,
fact.
of course you were.
I think it was. Well, actually, I was in middle school. I was in 8th grade. So, yeah, Mark, what year were we in 8th grade? You're the same as me. Was that 84?
8th grade, yeah. Were you wearing parachute pants in 8th grade?
Oh yeah, I was bad.
Yeah.
Break dancing in the back of the cardboard box of Michael Jackson. It was, we were pretty cool.
Oh, listen to this. It was released in December of 1983, but it was the top single in 1984.
Ooh.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Pretty good.
That's really good.
He's
Pretty good.
pretty good at those beats and music and whatnot. But anyway, I digress. I keep thinking every time we say jump. And, what I wrote down here is I think you need to be consistent, but like it's like boringly consistent. You just do the same thing over and over again. But that's what's nice about our business. Because it's boringly consistent, you can eventually outsource it, delegate it, put it into a system. There's nothing really crazy complex. It's just a set of skills you need to learn and stack them on top of each other.
Yeah, but like what John said though, like if you're doing the wrong things consistently,
Ooh,
it's not going to move the needle. Like
ooh, true,
if
true.
you just work on your processes and your systems and your logo,
Yeah.
right, and you're playing with the toys, which let's face it, if you're a geek, you might want to. It's more fun than doing the boring work of
Oh,
mailing and marketing, which actually makes you money.
so it's
Yeah.
kind of like
Mhm.
buying workout shorts and sneakers and headbands, but not going to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I took
sure.
I took my supplements today, but I didn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
You
I
just do
remember,
some push-ups.
I remember a time in my land business where I had like a stack of offers that like counter offers, and people had mailed stuff back to me, and I would work on my land business every day, but there was the stack, and I would like look at the stack and I'd get like a little pit in my stomach and like some butterflies, and then because I didn't want to pick up the phone. And then at one point, but I was busy. Like I was working on things. I was just working on the wrong things. And then
Mhm.
finally I hit the stack and we made our way all the way through it. And I made a ton of money off of the stack, right? But yeah, it's really easy to spend time. And sometimes people like, I don't know, you can delay that for a really, really long time. It can be radically detrimental to your business. Like you just got to do the thing that makes the difference.
So it sounds like you're saying that you were looking for love in all the wrong places.
Oh man.
Could I be right? I forget the next line, but that's the first line.
I don't even know what song we're quoting.
Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love. Is it all the wrong faces? Maybe
No,
don't know.
places.
Places.
Yeah. I can't remember who that's by. I bet Kathy Hollingsworth would know. Kathy, who's that song by? Is that Kenny Rogers? No, it's
And you
not
really
Kenny
don't know
Rogers.
that song?
Well, that's a little earlier. It's like 1978, 79. I was only like 4 years old.
But I know Mark's not a big country fan, so
No, I'm getting.
you are now.
I'll tell you. I'm getting into it. I like Chris Stapleton.
Okay.
Oh, he's amazing.
I like Zach
Bryan.
Bryan. I like Morgan Wallen.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, does Taylor?
How about
Swift?
Darius Rucker? Hootie.
Who doesn't like Darius Rucker?
He's pretty good as a country singer, actually.
I like Shabuzi.
Shabuzi. I just like to say Shabuzi.
I like.
Yeah,
Shabuzi.
exactly.
I'll tell you what, Cowboy Carter was like my favorite album. It's kind of country.
Never listened.
How dare
Never
you?
listened to that one.
How dare you?
How dare
Yeah.
Just it's so good.
All right, I'll have to listen to that one.
you. Anyway.
We got some more comments coming in. Look at all these people knowing when the song "Jump" came out. Mike Cavier, Don Thrasher, Charles Jones, and I think you're right, Charles. I think it was called 1984. That Van Halen album. Here's a comment from Charles. The day I signed up, he was cleaning up drug paraphernalia and dirty dishes that were in the bathtub of his rental property. Charles, I didn't know that. That is slightly more terrifying. I would agree.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That
Like while you were on the call? That would be really
So tell me about how are the rentals going for you, Charles? Well, yeah, no, that's tough right there. But you hear those horror stories, right?
Sure.
And that's why so many people are getting into land, because they're just no horror stories like that. Yeah, true story. Didn't see my hairnet, did you? That's funny. He sold that sucker. Look at this. Jana, we can depend on Jana. Looking for Love was released in June 1980 as part of the soundtrack to the film Urban
John
Cowboy.
Travolta, right? Yeah,
John
John
Travolta.
Sang it?
Yeah.
Who's saying it, Jana? Who's saying it? Yeah, it's
Come on,
5.
you need to go watch the movie now and get up to speed with this. Okay, this is really important.
Awesome. Mark, talk about commitment. What advice would you give people? They've taken the leap. Now it's time to commit. What are they working on?
I mean, it is the secret. Honestly, it's all. I mean, there's no secret because everyone knows it. But if you don't commit, you're not going to get where you want to go. Because to John's point, it's so easy to get distracted in today's world. And so when you burn your boats, when you commit to this one thing, you ignore all the other distractions and you just focus on the things that are going to, create the business you want to create. And you create this mailing and marketing and passive income machine. You've done the thing that you set out to do. But how many times do we say, I hate to go back to fitness again, but how many times do we say, I'm going to get in shape and, this year. And I think there's a certain day. I think it's January 16th. They call it quitting day. And it's a thing.
Oh.
People join the gym and then the 16th, something gets in the way and they lose that commitment.
Wow.
And it's a thing, right? So you've got to commit. You've got to, it's just, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family to do it. And look, I'm not saying it's easy. Nothing's easy.
Right.
But I mean, Mike, what if you didn't commit to like martial arts?
Yeah.
Would you be, where would you be?
It's a good point. It's that's a really good point. I think I was thinking about the working out too, because you go do a workout, or my first day doing jiu-jitsu, and you leave and you're this sore, and you're like, what if you never went back because of that pain that you were having, right? But that's just growth. That's
Right.
just growth. It's you growing to the next level, and it's the keep going back part that's important. So yeah, I think it's a valid point. I think that that means it's just a life thing, right? It really is. And we're taking this life principle and applying it to becoming successful or replacing your income with land investing. It's just a solid life principle that we need to apply.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I'm doing hard things, and I am doing a lot of hard things now, especially with with vibe coding. Like I think I'm a senior engineer now.
What do you know what that means? Vibe coding. It's like it just sounds so cool. Like does something vibrate when you're coding? Like what's going on? What's vibe coding?
You're using AI to write the code, but you have to learn enough engineering principles so it doesn't create AI slop. And there's a huge learning curve to it. And you have to be patient, and things keep breaking, and it keeps breaking. And like now I've got to go in and copy and paste into the production environment these environmental keys. And I'm like, well, I have to ask, like, what does this do? Why does it do it? Right? Like, what's technical debt? What's refactoring? So like there's all these new skills. It's like a new language, and it's hard. It's hard, it's slow, it's painful. I want to be, like a true engineer, but I'm not, but then the next week, like, oh my gosh, I come up with the same problem again, and I get it a little bit faster. And I know a little bit more. I'm like, oh my God, and it's satisfying. But back to your point, like the first week, the first month, psychologically, it's so hard. It's so hard. But then you get that dopamine hit, like, oh my gosh, it worked. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like when you get your first deal, like, oh my gosh, these guys aren't full of it. Like this thing actually works.
I think we forget that too, that first deal, because it's so long ago for us, right? That we forget the excitement of that first deal, right? And how incredible it is. And I don't know. Yeah, right. That's a good perspective to have, to remember that joy of that first deal.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
we could do a deal.
Joy of like the first thing you get off your plate.
Yeah. Yes.
We should do more deal reviews on Nightcap. Just chat about deals that we've done. Burnett's doing like 5 deals a day. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do Don's deal review. He just texted me this deal. Hold on.
Don Thrasher.
Yeah.
You got another one?
John, you got.
And by the way,
you got to
like-
put your nickname in the screen like Bossman did. We didn't get the memo.
Oh yeah, I know.
oh yeah.
Are we gonna make up whatever nickname we want?
I'm gonna have a cool nickname next week.
Everybody put in the chat, what are you committing to after boot camp? Maybe you're just learning about us. Maybe you just found us. Maybe you just had a call with us. What are you guys committing to in the chat? I love that. If you guys could share with us what you're committing to. I thought I was fancy creating some new things within Google Drive with code and that type of thing. And then, Mark makes me feel completely inadequate with all of his vibe coding talk. So here I think I'm like making some gains in this, in the geeky realm of things. And he
Even
just makes
better, Scott. We just wait and then we just get it from Mark. We don't even have to do it.
That's true. That's true. That's pretty true. Let's see here. People are talking about Kathy Hollingsworth catching up. Love that. Jeff, mailing. Jeremiah, mailing and marketing. Jana, committing to mailing, buying, and daily ad creation. Already having better phone conversations after boot camp. That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Money's made on the phone, right? Mike Cavier, consistency.
Nice.
Aaron is committing to marketing. Rick, that Rick Colcock, using my new AI prompt to send weekly mailers. Ooh,
I love it.
I like that. Martin Canchola is down with you, Mark, with the vibe coding.
Nice.
Rick is laughing maniacally at you describing software development. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's say it's all true. You forgot
Is that-
people that are listening and not watching missed the last part of that. It said it's all true.
It's all true. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
People
Sorry, I didn't mean to blow up.
I forgot. Some people don't watch. I didn't realize. There's a lot of people only listen to us. Like, you guys realize
Yeah.
that? I feel like everybody's watching us, but many people only listen to us.
Yeah.
They didn't even know
We
what we
should
look
probably
like.
make it more listening friendly.
They don't even know what I look like. They don't even know. I'm 6'7", 275 pounds chiseled. You guys are all right.
Right. Oh, man. Martin Canchola getting his first owner finance deal closed and continue. Oh, this I think is what he wants to do, or did you do it, Martin? And continue on my area journey of vibe coding addiction.
This might be what he's committing to. Yes.
Rick is so fancy for sure.
Rick Fancy.
Don Thrasher on Zoom with the customer at 8 a.m. sold, but somewhere the customer got cold feet and stalled. At noon, another person paid the deposit on the same property. Sold the same property twice in one day.
Yeah, sold same property twice in one day.
When are we getting Don on the show? We got to bring him on here.
We gotta get Don on.
I know we can
We
put him
will.
right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Can we do that, Scott? Can you do it right in the middle?
I don't think there's a middle option,
I don't know how
unfortunately.
the distribution is going to go when we add one more person. I'm a little worried we'll all end up on the whole matrix here.
Yeah. I'm not sure. We'll have to try it though. We should bring a guest on next week. Let's do that. Let's bring somebody who's having some success in the land business. I think that'd be fun. Very cool. BJ, the land grabber. Good to see you. Good to see you here live. I like that. Wait. How would you wait? Let's just bring it back to the segment here real quick. This is called the Boston Laga segment. This is when Scott spells a word correctly and Mike Zano pronounces the word horribly wrong. So, Mike, here's the word. You ready? Grabber.
Yeah, the grabber.
The grabber.
It's so obvious. But it is.
The land grabber.
The
I
land
love that man. Mike, you should really be the land grabber, but BJ beat you to it. Oh man, that's awesome. Well, I think we should get to some questions. I think hopefully, hopefully people got some value out of what we talked about here. But does anybody have questions out there? Questions about the nuts and bolts of the business? Questions about what to do next? I could share my numbers for my deal today. It's a pretty good deal. Should I do that?
Yeah, that's always
Love
inspiring.
to hear it.
All right.
Now,
cool.
now you gotta remember, comparison's the thief of happiness. So don't compare yourself to Scott.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty sweet deal. Let me see here. Who else has had a deal? John, have you had a deal this week?
Not this week so far.
You had
but-
Boot Camp Magic though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. So actually, during the last nightcap segment, we had a sale for like $35,500. So
Ooh,
yeah,
Peanuts. Yeah, peanuts.
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 Just 36 grand.
That's 36 grand. That gets Avery like lunch.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's just caviar only for Avery. So,
Oh
but yeah,
man.
last week was actually one of the biggest sales weeks we've ever had. So, it was
Oh
great.
really?
All boot camp.
John, why do you think that is? I'm just curious.
So January tends to be a little bit bigger for me. They were all different locations. So one was Colorado, one was Oregon. Two were in Arizona, but they were in two different counties. And then three of them were through a land site, and one of them was from our email list. And so I think that like we did a big marketing push, and I think that probably hit maybe, but I don't know. It just like, and then we listed some properties too, like, and so they went live, and two of those that were listed sold. So all of that to say, I don't really know, but we did stuff. So
I mean, that's I mean, as a CEO, you've set up the system, you have the team, and they're executing on the strategy, and they sell.
Yeah,
that's where you want to get to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was good. So we sold. We had one that we bought for $10,000 and closed through title, so there were some closing costs, but sold that one. That one was $8,000 down, and it's $577 a month for 10 years. And then had another one.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that was a good one. And then another one, the $36,000 one was one I bought the note, and then the person paid for like I think about 3 years. And then property went up in value by like 50%. And then sold it again. And then one of them was
your yields are like ridiculous.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's hard. Like the default ones, like if somebody defaults later, like your yield is just like nuts.
Yeah, but that $8,000 down one.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That one was crazy. Like that one was crazy.
Crazy yield.
Yeah, I know.
Holy
That one,
cow.
she had a septic on the property, and it was fully fenced. And it was 2 lots, and that was one that was really. We used ChatGPT for the negotiation. We fed in all the transcripts, and we were like, "What do you think we should offer?" And it gave us a number, and it said 10,000, and we did it, and she took it, and so it was great. And then we had a couple other. One was $16,000. It was a property we bought in Oregon for it was 3 properties. They were listed on the MLS for $9,000, and the buyer was just fed up with them. They had been listed for a long time, so we bought all 3 together as a package for $5,000. And then sold one of them on Monday on terms for 16. Like,
Wow.
Which is crazy. And then another one bought for 7.5, sold for I think 24 on terms. So
Yeah, Mike, this
Crazy.
is called a humdinga week. Humdinga.
Humdinga.
that was.
I'm even nervous to.
Cheers to John and his week.
I'm even bashful to share my results, but this is our deal today, which I thought was a good one.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah,
That's a great deal. Are you kidding me?
3,300 all in. Getting about 1,800 out initially, and then $358 a month for 60 months. So that was a good deal today. It's fun.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. Look,
Solid deal.
these yields, like no one in any other niche or financial thing is getting anything close to like our risk reward ratio is ridiculously good. I don't even know why we're teaching this anymore. This is so good.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean,
Okay, we do have some questions.
We're like, this is just insane.
We do have questions coming in. Should we answer a few
Yeah.
Yeah.
now that we've celebrated our deals? From Rick, how do you guys create property IDs? Interesting. What does yours look like? So Rick, is this like property IDs like for internal tracking? That type of thing? Put in the chat. We'll go to the next question and we'll come back to you. Chastity Hooks. Chastity, good to see you. Comps for Apache County seem to be all over the place. Is there a rule of thumb when it comes to pricing to sell? Or just roll the dice and see what sticks?
I think there's so much flexibility in selling, right? That's where the inefficiency of land comes in. You really have so many options what you can do. It's just, I think that, we'd like to get nice, maybe 20% of it on a down. Sometimes people feel like we're getting all out on the down. That happens sometimes, but not all the time. Typically, it's just a small portion down. But really, that's why we look at, you can use like the yield calculation, the 10BII, which gives you so much creativity, which I think it's important for people to understand that. So many people I see, they get caught up not selling property, but they're actually asking so much for it, right? And then when they realize and you show them that how much their yield would be when they sell it for less down and per month, but months, whatever, I think it's kind of a big reveal to them, right? Sometimes they're trying so hard to force numbers. And so I would say, you want to price it to sell, and you can look at comps that are on the market, but short of that, you have a wide array of choices.
So that does make sense for sure on the sell side. John Burnett, what advice would you give her on? I'm sorry, it is comps for selling. So I think Chastity, I would just ask for more information. Like, have you bought the properties yet? Are you having a hard time pricing them on the acquisition side, or have you bought the properties and then you're looking at selling them? But I think that was great advice, Mike, for sure.
Oh, I could read that two ways. You have pricing.
I read it the other way.
You
That was just me.
price, you can sell it. I see what you're saying there.
I think too, like one thing to bear in mind is that, I mean, you think about like in your town, right? Like you're going to have home values in one area that are going to be different than home values in another. And so it's not just going to be like if you have 2 vacant lots in your own town, in one neighborhood, it might be worth twice what it's worth in another neighborhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing with land. So one thing that you can do that I found to be helpful, if you go on a land site like land.com, you can actually do a map search and you can zoom directly in to right where your property is. So you got Google Maps with your property over here. You got land.com over here, and you go just kind of back and forth until you're right exactly where that property is. And then you zoom out, and so you can see the comps that are most local to that area. Some areas are more accessible than others. Some have power or utilities. And so I find like the most local comps give you the best information.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you guys for that. From BJ the Land Grabber. Yeah. Have we ever heard of Crexy? I've never heard of Crexy.
I've
Mark?
heard.
I just haven't used it.
Yeah.
Is that traditional housing, Mark?
Is it commercial?
I don't know what it is. I've heard of it though.
Online marketplace for buying, selling, and marketing commercial real estate.
Oh, you nailed it, Scott. Very good.
Wow. Your next deal starts here. Yeah, this is outside of our niche.
Kind of outside our niche, right? We don't deal with a lot of commercial properties. I think I've bought and sold one commercial property in over 10 years. We're mostly buying vacant residential rural land, but
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of a good deal we're getting here at 6.6 million for entitled land.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Or,
I bet they're getting a good deal.
they might
They're
be-
going to do. Yeah.
3.7 acres close to downtown Raleigh, 425,000. Like, I'm not sure if we're getting that 25-30 cents a dollar.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
You know,
What's interesting though is
19.2 million. You know,
what's interesting though is I've spoken to 2 land brokers actually in the last month, and in the last year, man, their sales are way. I mean, they're specializing in selling land for $100,000 and more, right? And they said, yeah, like their sales are way down in the last year. And what I love about our model is things are just steady, right?
yeah.
Things are steady with there's just a bigger buyer pool for these lower value cash properties and for the owner financing deals. So, yeah, I think again speaks to our model, and I think how awesome it is. Aaron listed properties such as on Zillow. Yeah, you can definitely use Zillow as well. Get on Zillow and check listings, check sold comps. There are some good areas on Zillow and some not so good areas on Zillow. It just kind of depends on where you're working, I think.
And then take with Zillow, remember the listing that I mentioned where like they listed this property for $9,000 for 3, and I was able to sell it for a lot more. And a lot of times, if you've got little parcels that are inexpensive, realtors will undervalue them, and so take realtor listings with a grain of salt too.
I like that for sure. Awesome. For Don, 8 property acquisitions this week. It looks like 4 sales.
Nice job, Don.
Man, the wheels are turning, man. That's awesome.
Call him Don Thrasher, the land crusher.
Yeah.
The land crusher.
Land crusher.
Awesome. Kathy says Don should be the nightcap papa. Like the substitute when Mark is away. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. Do we like multi-deed deals?
Multi-deed deal.
I mean, we like as much of land as we can buy. What's a multi-deed deal?
Yeah, I don't know if I know what that is. We like multi-land. We like multiple properties on one deed deals.
Yeah, that's recording fees.
Anyway, with that, I'm not sure what they mean.
I don't know what it means, but
Clarify for us, BJ, the land grabber. Top 3 states to buy in right now.
Ooh.
I think we'd all have different answers. But should we all name one?
Sure.
Let them put it together.
Who goes first?
Should we all go at? Let's all go at once. We'll all name one.
Right.
Ready?
See.
3, 2, 1. New Mexico.
Florida.
Nah.
I love that. Could be a new segment. I like that.
Wait a minute, Mark said Florida. What did John say?
I said Arizona. Scott, you said Arizona, right?
No, I said New Mexico.
I
Oh,
said
Oh,
you said
Texas?
Texas? Wow,
What'd you say, Zato?
Texas.
Texas. Yeah.
Wow. We
Well,
literally all said something different. I thought we were maybe all just going to say the same state at the same time.
But what did you say, Scott?
I said New Mexico.
And you said Arizona and Florida? Texas, Arizona, Texas. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah.
Weird none of us said Minnesota.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Don says we don't want the Godfather to go anywhere. He can't take another trip to Bali. Yeah, I mean, where are you going this July, Mark? Are you making plans yet?
I am making plans. I am getting out. I don't honestly. We're tired. I don't know if we're going overseas. I think we might stay stateside.
Oh, okay.
There's a little town in Colorado, at the other side of the mountain of Telluride, called Ouray. You heard of it? Ouray, Colorado. It's supposed to be beautiful.
Okay.
They call it like the Switzerland of Colorado or something.
Ooh.
And they got hot springs and waterfalls, and it's just supposed to be gorgeous. So I think we might be hanging out there. And then I think I want to do the coast of Northern California, Carmel, Monterey. Do some of that. And then if Mike ever invites me out, I'd love to go visit Mike, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Get some fried clams and lobster.
Mike and I talked about we're talking about doing a 4th of July extravaganza in Chicago. Maybe you should meet us there.
My best friend lives in Chicago. I'd love to go to Chicago.
Let's do it.
That'd be
All right.
fun.
John, you're
This is
invited.
Chicago.
Oh, look at that. My sister lives in Chicago. So
Yeah,
There we
well, yeah, we should all meet up in
There you
Chicago.
let's all go hang out at my sister's
We
house.
can have a nightcap in person in Chicago.
At John's sister's house.
Uh,
That would be
all right, let's hit a few of these last questions. You ready?
Yeah.
We'll go quick. Mike Zano, 30 seconds or less. What do you do for marketing pushes?
Marketing pushes. Well, I'll just go with the buyers list. I want to really just make sure I'm engaging them. So one marketing push should be just to dial in, maybe offer them something special or prep them for something special coming. I don't know. That's one. Just comes to mind. 30 seconds. I'm done.
I like that. I like the boost, like Facebook boost or land site boost. Rick, to get back to your question, internal ID for tracking inventory. So we do something simple like I don't know. We do like year, state, county, parcel number, something like that. Is what we do.
We should talk about this more because the naming convention is important to keep track. It really is, and we don't really discuss it a whole lot. I'm glad Rick's bringing that up.
Yeah.
But
Whatever it is, it should be.
Rick, you're not ready to bring this up yet. Like you got to be doing a lot of deals yet for it to be like.
So Mark,
but it's good.
So for the folks on the call that are maybe a little bit newer, why is it so important in your business?
Because as you scale and you have thousands of properties, it becomes a team issue. What's this? Where's that? I mean, imagine the tax bills, and if you don't have a good naming convention, you got yourself a little internal chaos.
I like it.
For sure.
I like it. Cool. Martin, Craigslist? Any luck?
Didn't you just sell one?
Who's sold a property on Craigslist in the last year?
Ooh.
Oh. I don't know. I think it's
one there in the last year.
I think it's hit or miss. I mean, why not post there? It's free. You never know. You never know, right?
Well,
as long as your post gets seen, I have nothing against Craigslist.
Yeah. What, Mike?
I thought you were one of the first people back in the day, a proponent of Facebook. And people were like, no way, you're not selling.
Oh yeah, Scott Todd made fun of me back in 2015. I'm like, Scott Todd, I'm selling property on Facebook. He's like, dude, no, you're not. No, yeah, I am. I'm like selling a ton of property on Facebook, and he made fun of me. Yeah, I was like PJ Riley and I were like the first people on Facebook.
Scott Todd, you say Scott Todd, so you don't just say
What's that?
Scott. You say Scott Todd every time you address him. Is it just Scott Todd? It's not Scott.
Well, I don't know. I just call him Scott Todd because I'm Scott Bossman, and I don't know. I don't want to get confused.
Do you think in 2 years from now we'll all be on TikTok?
We should be on TikTok now. We should be live on TikTok
now. I just don't know. Like, there's money on TikTok. I always think of kids.
You have to get like 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers first, or something like that, before you can go live. I think.
Okay. But that's a worthy place to sell land for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I think we should all do that. All right. Let's see if there's. I know I may have missed a few here. Chastity, they purchased their first parcel this week. Have it listed on Landmodo. Don Thrasher loves this business. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks everybody. Martin, California, Missouri are his faves. BJ the Land Grabba lives in Minnesota. That's awesome. I'm right near Minnesota, right across the river. Very good, very good. Well, we've hit an hour, so probably sign off here. But let us know in the comments. Is there anything you want us to talk about next week? We're always looking for new topics. Hopefully this was helpful tonight. But I think the moral of the story, I think we should who should we pick on for the moral? The what do we call it? The moral of the story
Summary?
for this evening. The summary. Mike Zano, give us a summary for tonight.
Just make sure that you pick a direction, you stay consistent with it. And if you need help finding that direction, don't suffer alone. Reach out and chat with us, and we can maybe help you find some direction. One Direction. It's not a band. I don't know.
No,
That
that
is
is
a
a
big
band.
Say that inspiration without direction
Is
Is-
desperation.
is desperation.
Desperation.
That's the moral.
That's the moral.
Without direction can lead to desperation.
Desperation.
Desperation. Ratatouille.
All right, guys. Everybody have a good night. Cheers to you all. Appreciate you all.
Here comes the best part.
Here comes the best pod. Talk to you guys next week. Have a good night.